Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. This is your boy Vaibhav Shetty with a brand new vlog. So in this video, we're gonna talk about a very special topic, okay, about why this Royal Enfield, okay. So let me put this way, OG Royal Enfield Himalayan 411, still like reliable motorcycle in 2025, especially in Bhutan, and if you are away from the developmental activities. So we're gonna talk about everything about this motorcycle because I've ridden this motorcycle over 32 kilometer. I'll not only be talking about the pros, but I'll also be talking about the cons, okay. And I'll talk less of a cons and I'll talk more of a pros. Again, I'll tell bikers that this bike is still capable in 2025. Without further ado, we will talk about everything about this motorcycle. So keep joining and keep watching.
Was it the voice? Was it the fire burning in me? All of the noise turned into choirs of harmony. Left me with the pieces of forever that you broke. But since you left me alone.
First purpose, okay, which is like this bike is rugged, simple and easy to maintain motorcycles. You don't have to do the ECU diagnosis like you need to do with the other motorcycle that comes with the BS6 phase and that comes with like the E20 model motorcycle which are newer in 2025. In a place like Bhutan where there are really only one service center of this Royal Enfield motorcycle, right? And some of the motorcycle like Yamaha bikes and other bikes, they don't even have the service center. So in a place like this, where there is no service center, where you cannot diagnose the ECU and all, this bike is very simple, it's rugged, it's easy to repair and its parts are available, okay, because it's Royal Enfield. Though this bike is already outdated, it's been discontinued in India in 2021, okay, but then this bike's parts will be available because it's manufactured widely in India. This is like Indian manufacturer bike, so that's why it's very easy. And even if you are in Bhutan, you can easily get the parts availability. Next point about this motorcycle is that this bike is made for bad roads or no roads. You know what, in Bhutan all the road in most of the city, most of the places are not that great, okay. Even in India the roads are not that great and Bhutan is underdeveloped, that's why this bike is actually made for like no road or bad road, because it's travel suspension which is at the front, it gets around the 200 travel suspension and it has a really good ground clearance of 220 ground clearance, very good for bad roads, and even the back suspension is very good. So because of this ergonomic, and this bike is made in such a way that it's all metal body, okay, even if you crash lightly nothing will happen, no damage will be out there. So because of that, this bike is actually reliable for Bhutan, because like in our road, looking at our place situation and everything, I think this is the still this bike is still capable to be in the market in our country. And this bike has been in the market since 2016 when the Royal Enfield launched its first variant in 2016, okay, in India. And this is like the 2020 model, if I didn't talked about earlier. So like I've traveled to the highest passes in our country, like even if you might have watched in my vlog as well, I've done Tergola, I've done Chelela, I've done passes like Dochula and so many passes, I've been there. And like when you travel for a long distance travel, this bike is very good, the sitting posture, you can easily ride this motorcycle, the torque that is there out there is very good, okay, especially in Bhutanese road, okay. And even if you are away from the technology, I think this is the best motorcycle, you don't have to get the headache, so I believe that it's still you can do long ride with this motorcycle. It has a really good tank range still, okay, and the mileage and all. So this bike is actually capable for Bhutan, and I don't know why people are shifting to CF Moto and like a new bike like KTM 390 Adventure. I know those are the bikes with so much of rich features, okay, but you also have to think about the resale value. You also have to think about the like how you gonna maintain that motorcycle. Some of the bike, you won't get the good engine oil for the motorcycle. That's what happens, there are no service center. I've owned so many motorcycles till now and I know this, okay. When you go and get a motorcycle's engine oil, it's not there in the market, so forget about the price and all, okay. And even if you have to order some parts, you really need to go to Amazon, you need to wait for hours. You guys have to think about this. So if you are a normal person, looking at just to ride on a motorcycle, I know that Himalayan BS4, okay, OG Himalayan Royal Enfield BS4 is the best motorcycle in 2025, which has dual channel ABS. So talk about the safety features that you need in the road, so that's there, okay. And it has the dual purpose tire, okay, and this tire can do off-roading as well as like on road as well. You can carry so much luggage as well. So it has a really good relaxed handlebar, a really good tank, and its seat is really nice. Even if you carry a pillion, it's not going to be a problem. And if you do some modification, that will be even better. Okay. And even without the modification, stock windshield that's there, I know there are some vibrations. That's the con. I know this bike will have some issues, like some motorcycle of this bike, they have the broken chassis we have seen in video. We have also seen that this bike sometimes it will have a problem with its total body. Some bikes will have it, okay, and sometimes it will have a right side pulling or left side pulling. There were some issues, okay. Sometimes its foot pack getting broken. There were some issues, and sometimes frequently coming this engine check light signal out there. Okay, there are some issues, but if you look at the rider point of view, if you look at the usability, tractability, then I think this bike is still capable for long touring. I'm getting a mileage of around 28, okay, on a highway, and that's the best thing. Okay, on BS4 with all the luggage, with all the tank, with all my tank bag and all the luggage, even with the pillion, on the long ride you'd be getting the that kind of long distance, around 400-kilometer tank range. And I think that's the best thing about this motorcycle. Even this bike is like around 4 to 5 years old now almost, but still this bike is performing very well. That Bhutan is a mountainous country. We need to travel so many of like mountains, and like for that purpose this has like the good stability, okay, good stability, a very good torque, 32 Nm torque, and its power is also very good. You can cruise all day around 80 to 90 speed, that's no doubt, okay. So you can actually do that. And in Bhutan you might be knowing, okay, you can't go above 60, or you cannot go above 70 kilometer per hour. So why would you need a bike that goes above 120 when the roads are not there, when the government doesn't allow you, right? So that's why these are the reason you have to think about. Otherwise you get a bike which is really fast waving like KTM 390 or CF Moto, and then you have to pay a fine because you rode over 90 kilometer per hour, which is not allowed in our country. This is Bhutan, ladies and gents. This is our country, bro. We wear Goa out here. We are, we're not those people like advanced like them. We don't have the roads, our bike can only cruise about 80. This bike can do easily 80. And I think that this is the best motorcycle even if you want to travel a long distance or you want to travel a hill ride. This bike is not having ride-by-wire technology. This bike is not having TFT display. This bike is not having quick shifter. This bike is not having so many features that are available like cornering ABS. You talk about like turn-by-turn navigation in this variant. In the BS6 it's there. Because of this thing, you don't have to also think about if those thing gets damaged, you don't have to repair it. When you have the electronic, you also have to think about repairing it. It doesn't have a coolant, okay, it's a air cooled engine, right? So you don't have to think about adding a coolant on a motorcycle, which talks about the cost cutting, okay. So you can do a friendly, like budget friendly adventure motorcycle. You can call this bike right now in 2025. This bike has been tested on Ladakh when it was first produced, and even today, in 2025 and 2024, I've done the ride, okay, in the black ice in Tergola, which I did, and I have the video in my YouTube channel. You can go and check out. I rode around the mud, I rode around the city. Actually, I ride this motorcycle like a commuter motorcycle, and it's performing fantastic. I can get a mileage of 25, which is reasonable, okay, and on a long touring I get the mileage of 28, and that's okay for me. On an Indian road where there is 4-lane highway, if you want to cruise above 140, this is not possible. This bike doesn't have that kind of very good highway performance, which is not available in Bhutan, which is not required in Bhutan, but that is something required in India, where they have the plain road. They can cruise above 140 kilometer, okay. In this motorcycle you can go 130, no doubt. I don't know if you can push further, with it depends on the rider's weight and the luggage that you are carrying. So 130 is the top speed, and there will be so much of buzzing. That's why they updated this motorcycle and they've changed, okay. And that's why they brought the 450. Otherwise, in Bhutan, I believe that like this is the best motorcycle. Still nobody rides above 120, man, nobody. So what I would like to say is that if you don't want to have a headache, okay, if you think that there's very less service center in Bhutan, if you think that the electronics you can't be able to manage it, you have a very thin pocket, okay, but you need an adventure motorcycle which will give you less headache. But you need to see the bike condition and buy it, okay. Otherwise, if you brought the motorcycle that's really bad, then yes, it would be a problem. So if you want to do that, then yes, this bike is still capable. So if you agree with me, guys, just drop down in the comment section below. There's no hard feelings for the new bikes. I love them, okay. There should be evolution, but I just wanted to make a statement that this bike is still capable in 2025, be it in India, be it in Bhutan, okay. I gave you some reasons. I hope you agree with me. Even if you don't, I'm sorry if you're a fan of these new motorcycles. Even I love them, but this is also capable. I just wanted to say that. So with this, I would like to end my vlog. If you enjoyed this content, I would like to thank you for watching this. Okay, and I'll like to see you in the next video. Be safe, take care of yourself, keep watching and keep clicking. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. See you in the next content. Bye bye guys.
मैं हमेशा कहता था कि मैं अपनी जिंदगी की हर एक पल का मजा उठाना चाहता हूं, और मैं सोचता हूं इसी वजह से हम भाई हैं, क्योंकि तुम भी यही सोचते हो।
ये कार तुम्हारे लिए,
मेरे लिए